In Buddhism, mental defilements refer to the negative mental states and emotions that cloud the mind, causing suffering, dukkha, and keeping beings trapped in the cycle of samsara, birth, death, and rebirth. These defilements distort perception, leading to unwholesome actions, akusala karma, and preventing the realization of nirvana, liberation. By understanding and overcoming these defilements, practitioners can purify their minds and progress on the path toward enlightenment. The three root defilements, mula kilesa. At the core of all mental defilements lie the three poisons, akusala mula, which are the primary causes of suffering and ignorance. These three fundamental afflictions, greed, hatred, and delusion, are considered the root of all other mental impurities. Greed, lobha. Greed, also known as attachment or craving, is the excessive desire for sensory pleasures, material possessions, power, status, or even existence itself. It manifests in many forms, such as clinging to relationships, hoarding wealth, or obsessively chasing after pleasure. In the Buddhist perspective, greed arises from the mistaken belief that happiness comes from external sources. However, everything in the world is impermanent, anicca, and subject to change, making attachment a source of inevitable suffering. To counter greed, practitioners cultivate generosity, dana, contentment, and the wisdom to see that lasting peace comes from letting go rather than accumulating more. Hatred, dosa. Hatred, also called aversion or anger, is the mental state of rejection, hostility, or resentment toward people, situations, or experiences that are unpleasant or unwanted. This defilement fuels conflicts, violence, and personal suffering by creating an emotional response based on delusion, moha, and attachment to self-centered preferences. Anger often arises when expectations are not met or when individuals feel threatened. To overcome hatred, Buddhist practice emphasizes loving-kindness, metta, and compassion, karuna. By seeing others as interconnected and understanding their suffering, practitioners can replace anger with patience and empathy. Delusion, moha. Delusion refers to ignorance, confusion, or misunderstanding of reality, particularly regarding impermanence, anicca, suffering, dukkha, and non-self, anatta. It is the most fundamental defilement because it prevents a person from seeing things as they truly are. Delusion leads individuals to grasp at false beliefs, engage in unskillful actions, and perpetuate suffering through ignorance. To counteract delusion, the Buddha emphasized wisdom, prajna, developed through meditation, study, and contemplation. By cultivating mindfulness and insight, one gradually awakens to the truth, dissolving ignorance and confusion. The 10 defilements, dasa kilesa. In addition to the 3 poisons, Buddhism identifies 10 major mental defilements, which are specific afflictions that disturb the mind and obstruct spiritual progress. Greed, lobha. Greed extends beyond material attachment and includes emotional, intellectual, and even spiritual craving. It causes individuals to become possessive, manipulative, or excessively attached to outcomes. Greed distorts perception, making it difficult to experience true contentment. By practicing renunciation, nekkhamma, practitioners learn to detach from desires and cultivate inner peace. Hatred, dosa. Hatred, like greed, can be subtle or intense. It includes emotions such as resentment, jealousy, and ill will. It poisons relationships and leads to unwholesome actions like harsh speech, violence, or revenge. The Buddhist path encourages forgiveness and equanimity to neutralize hatred and prevent it from taking root in the mind. Delusion, moha. As the root of ignorance, delusion leads individuals to misperceive the world, becoming attached to fleeting pleasures or fearing inevitable losses. A deluded mind clings to the idea of a permanent self, which results in suffering when faced with the impermanence of life. The practice of right view, samadhi, helps dissolve delusion by fostering clear understanding. Conceit, mana. Conceit, or pride, arises when one sees oneself as superior, equal, or even inferior to others. It reinforces the illusion of a permanent self and creates separation between individuals. Conceit prevents true humility and spiritual growth. Buddhist teachings emphasize humility and self-awareness to overcome pride and cultivate a genuine sense of interconnectedness. Wrong view, ditthi. Holding on to false beliefs about reality, morality, or the self leads to misjudgment and suffering. Wrong views include the denial of karma, rejecting ethical responsibility, or believing in eternalism or nihilism. Correcting wrong views through Dhamma study and contemplation is essential for progressing on the path. Doubt, vicikiccha. Spiritual doubt, when excessive, leads to hesitation, confusion, and lack of commitment to practice. While healthy skepticism can encourage inquiry, chronic doubt weakens faith in the teachings and delays progress. Overcoming doubt requires direct experience through meditation and trust in the path. Torpor, thena. Torpor is a state of mental dullness, laziness, or heaviness that makes meditation and learning difficult. It arises from lack of motivation or discipline. To counteract torpor, practitioners engage in energy-building practices such as mindfulness of the body, proper diet, and a disciplined routine. Restlessness, uddhacca. A restless mind is constantly distracted, making concentration difficult. It is fueled by unresolved desires, anxiety, and attachment. Practicing mindfulness, sati, and deep breathing helps calm the mind and develop steadiness. Shamelessness, ahirika. Shamelessness is the inability to feel remorse for unwholesome actions. A person lacking moral shame may repeatedly engage in harmful behavior without guilt. In Buddhism, developing moral integrity and reflecting on the consequences of actions helps cultivate ethical awareness. Recklessness, anuttappa. Closely related to shamelessness, recklessness is the disregard for the impact of one's actions on others. It leads to carelessness and unethical behavior. Developing moral responsibility and wisdom helps counteract recklessness and ensures mindful decision-making. Mental defilements in the context of the Noble Eightfold Path. The Buddha taught the Noble Eightfold Path as the means to eliminate defilements and attain liberation. The path consists of three main practices: ethical conduct, sila, practicing right speech, right action, and right livelihood to purify behavior and prevent defilements from arising. Meditation, samadhi, developing concentration, mindfulness, and mental discipline to observe defilements and uproot them. Wisdom, prajna, gaining insight into impermanence, suffering, and non-self to dissolve delusion and free the mind. By diligently cultivating mindfulness, sati, wisdom, panya, and ethical conduct, sila, practitioners gradually purify the mind and free themselves from the mental defilements, kilesas, that keep them bound to the cycle of suffering, samsara. Mindfulness, developed through meditation and awareness in daily life, allows one to observe thoughts, emotions, and sensations without attachment or aversion. This clarity enables a deeper understanding of the impermanent, anicca, unsatisfactory, dukkha, and non-self, anatta, nature of all phenomena, weakening the grip of craving, tanha, and ignorance, avidya. Wisdom arises through direct insight into the true nature of reality, cultivated by reflecting on the teachings of the Buddha and practicing meditation. Through wisdom, one discerns the causes of suffering and understands the noble truths, leading to the gradual abandonment of harmful habits and wrong views. Ethical conduct, rooted in right speech, right action, and right livelihood, provides the foundation for mental purification by preventing the accumulation of negative karma and fostering harmony within oneself and society. As mindfulness, wisdom, and ethical conduct strengthen, defilements such as greed or lobha, hatred or dosa, and delusion or moha diminish, leading to greater peace and inner freedom. Eventually, through persistent effort and deep realization, the mind becomes completely liberated from all defilements, culminating in nirvana, the cessation of suffering and the ultimate state of unconditioned peace, beyond birth, aging, and death.